This is your doctor for the evening, Dr. John Wolfenstein, and I would like to welcome you back to another episode of the Wildlands. Before we hop into today's procedure, allow me to do a little bit of the corporate shilling, because of course we have to. As some of you may know, and some of you may not know, and some of you may not care, I got all three of you.
Oh no!
Shut up. I have started a Patreon, and I am offering 5e compatible stuffies for it. Eventually I will be doing Pathfinder 2nd Edition stuff as well. The only reason I'm not doing it right now is because Pathfinder 2nd Edition is getting a change. They are making a 2.5 essentially. And as such, I don't want to create stuff that'll be outdated with their new rule sets. So I am waiting until those new rule sets come out, and then I will start adding Pathfinder content as well. I will also be posting DM advice videos to all of my amazing patients, as I call them, over on my Patreon. The first DM advice video will be up in a couple days. You will also be able to watch as I create and type up a live monster during that Patreon exclusive stream. Or, well, not stream, but video. I will be posting Patreon exclusive videos where you get to watch me do things, or you get to listen to some advice that I have to give. I will, of course, ask questions of all of you throughout my comment sections on YouTube, Twitch, wherever you guys watch me. I will take a note of any questions that I'm asked as ask for my professional opinion on, and I will give it. So I hope you all are as excited as I am. Also, this month we have a double feature. This month there are going to be 2 special monsters. The first is the Mighty Cluckerus, which you can actually see on the screen right now, which is that cute little 3-headed chicken of death and destruction on the Monster Menagerie art section. However,
it looks like a friend. Why friend shape if going to kill?
Because that friend will be the size of an ancient dragon when it all grows up.
But it's still friend shaped. Won't make friends.
That'll take years. I'll be dead by then.
Right?
Makes sense.
Basically, in the Wildlands, they are the problem. There are no dragons, only dragon chickens. Because, of course. And then, of course, I will also be introducing a very special monster in honor of my favorite holiday, Halloween. The Bug Bag Demon. Those of you who know exactly who it and what it's from, go ahead and post your answers in the comments, or just send your answers in the Twitch chat.
What have we here?
Shut up, Whitey. Stop giving off hints. Thanks to Whitehill, he ruined the, giveaway.
I didn't say who it was.
And of course, the ever-lovely Cali Cat has assisted me in creating a few races, or rather, a race, for this lovely month as well. If you've ever wanted to play as an Oni, I highly recommend you subscribe as a species collector today, because in just a couple short weeks, right before Halloween, you will have the stat block to play an Oni. So, I highly recommend it. Of course, the next set of Shen Gong Wu, for those of you who are already following my Patreon, is coming out this Friday, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the Golden Tiger Claws might actually be in this section too, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. And of course, there's many different tiers you can join. Spellkeepers, $3 a month. Item Shop is $5. Monster Menagerie is $10. The Species Collector is my most popular by far of the 5 Patreon subscribers I currently have, which, by the way, I love you all very much, and thank you very much for your continued support.
Yay!
4 of them are actually subscribed as a species collector. Or no, it's 3 of them because the other 2 are subscribed as my DM tier patrons. Between species and DM is the class customization, where I create homebrew subclasses, and you'll get access to them. This month, it's the Survivalist, who is a beautiful ranger subclass that I put a lot of work into. Basically, if you wanted to do the lone ranger woodsman type of thing, this is the subclass for you, baby. Of course, next month will be a barbarian subclass, and I'm super excited. Also, next month we'll
the paladin subclass.
I'm working on
Hey,
it.
Callie.
Also, I figured the paladin subclass would be good for Christmas, because green.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. See, you
Merry
got...
Christmas, everybody.
No, it's Happy Halloween right now. But the final tier is the DM tier for $25 a month, and at that tier I will create a custom item, a custom monster, a species, or a class, or even a couple spells straight for you. Also, the month of December will have a brand new set of Wildlands specialty spells. These are spells that I am making for the Wildlands specifically, and for creatures that I think would fit. However, with all that lovely shilling out of the way, let us go ahead and dive into the game, because today we have a great one.
Remember, everyone, you can find all of these fantastic deals and more over at Patreon.
Mm-hmm. As
Buy
you
it
can see
now.
on screen.
Right now.
So, when last we left off, our party managed
Band of
to...
Misfits.
Is Roll20 fighting anyone else, or am I just special today?
No, it's been fighting me since I logged on.
You're always special.
I haven't interacted
This is
with
the
it
only
much,
time it's
so-
ever worked well for me. It's opposite day.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. The windows still taste like grape.
There we go. So, our party, last time, got in to see the Plains Hunters. The Plains Hunters, not quite as bad off as the River Fang, now Oath Fang, told of the problems that they were having. Unfortunately, some of their guardian deities, their guardian beasts, as they are called, were taken away by the usurper. And as such, it has woefully weakened them. And a lot of them feel lesser without their deities. 2 such deities being the Ash Phoenix and the Earthen Rhino. The river, you know that the other tribes or the other clans of Knolls do all have one of these guardian deities. The Bone Laughers, or at least what they used to be, had the Ash Phoenix. Or rather, the Plains Hunters had the Ash Phoenix. The Bone Laughers, or what they used to be, had the Earthen Rhino. There were spells and arts and mystic things done to these 4 creatures to seal them away in certain locations. To have the usurper use their power for his own benefit, and often to the detriment of everyone else. But this is part of how he kept the tribes who did not fully wish to join him in line. The Plains Hunters have asked you to free their no, it was their patron, the Earthen Rhino. They have asked you to free him, and they have delivered someone who says that he can help with that. That someone, of course, being go ahead, Crowlot. I think we have the perfect introduction for him.
I'll fear the ancient necromancer.
Perfect.
Of course, you needed reverb.
With echo.
Mm-hmm. Marv, our Nothic necromancer, was one of the key important pieces of this ritual. One of two. However, he is the only one who has gotten away. The other one, he believes was captured. He does not know where, or how, or when, but believes that he was captured. And so, with only Marv to help, he has agreed to help the party in exchange for his freedom, as well as in exchange for taking down the usurper, who he views as a, bitch, because, backed out of a deal. Very much the Lando Calrissian-esque character here.
That motherfucker just literally went up to me and said, "I lied."
So, agreeing to lead the party to the east, where the cave entrance to the Earthen Rhino's sanctum, or where it used to be, where the others now claim. The others being a unholy abomination, to be quite frank. He has warned you that the others have a miasma about them that does...
I haven't done any of that yet.
Oh, my apologies. I am a little bit ahead of myself.
I believe we stopped that. I believe we stopped that little owl burning my rope.
Yes. He was bound in ropes, and the little owl, Miss Oliver, has indeed agreed to set the creature free in exchange for its assistance.
So
that is where we find ourselves.
As you burn the rope and go to my face and say, "I hate you."
Yep.
You just see him go, "Many thanks." And he strains a bit against the rest of the rope that's falling off. And you see he can't do it. And the skeletons actually go and help remove the rest of the rope off of him. He just pats one of them on the shoulder, and the bone just goes. So, many thanks, little one. And the hate is, I wouldn't say well-founded, but understandable.
Well, don't thank me yet.
Those ropes were straining my bones, so at least I have that.
Neither of us know where this partnership's gonna take us.
You do have a point. However, I am to lead you to this Earthen Rhino, and me being the only one that knows how to undo the ritual, I mean, apart from my associate, that is jailed somewhere. I shall uphold my end of the bargain.
You have no worries on that. However, I sit down, and you kind of hear the of my joints just fucking creaking. Kind of getting a bit lower to your level, because I'm already like 4 feet hunched. So, getting a bit more to your level. I do have a query to pose all of you, if I may, before divulging any information.
Go ahead.
This journey is going to take us a while. I am frail, to say the least. But these little and lovely creations, as he just the eye just toward like darts sideways towards the skeleton's directions, help protect me. I can raise more, but here is the moral question and the professional question. Are you opposed to me performing my studies and profession with the goal to aid your journey? Or will you stop me at every turn?
You see, Yuki, take a look at it. Take a look at what you're doing. Take a look at what you are. And you see her shoulder her rifle. My journey is ending soon, so it is up to the others to make a decision. But besides, what do I know? I'm a mere seller of scent, and you look like your smell is on the decline.
I haven't showered in many a week.
I noticed.
I should put a complaint to No Resources. Their jailing system is terrible.
Terrible indeed. There's not a lot of sympathy from Yuki because of you actively being necromancer, but
Yeah, but you do see the attempted humor that he's making.
yeah,
There.
exactly. Yuki has that little bit of cat wisdom.
Oliver is just pondering the question, looking at the others to see what they say.
Fine. I still have to guard him, though.
I would
Sorry.
ask
Mom,
no
Mom,
less.
Wait.
Mom, can
I did that
Mom,
wrong.
can I raise
Give me
some
1
on
sec.
I was gonna say,
Mom, can I raise some undead? Fine.
Fine, but I still have to guard him. Let the necromancer be free. Let him raise the bones. Cut his ropes freeze. Give Tyranid nothing to do.
If it will console you, you can still keep an eye over me.
I have no choice now.
Yuki, shifting her rifle. You just like being watched, admit it. Just between everybody and the Knowles.
I do admit, having an audience to perform my work is intriguing.
She adjusts her rifle again, and she kind of gives a...
Hold on, let me get into character.
She
Continue.
shrugs her shoulders, kind of like a sort of not my problem shrug, but she's clearly objecting.
The eye just wanders off to Altera.
I have no issue with you. As long as you don't stand in my way, you can do what you wish.
Just silently nods back towards the center where all.
I don't have an issue with you utilizing those whose flame has already been extinguished. But if you try and subjugate something from the wild again, I'll destroy you.
Grin, the huge cracked grin just comes across his face. Good. And once again, apologies. Coercion at the threat of death is a bit hard to refuse.
Your words mean nothing to me. We'll see
It's
if your
easy to
actions
refuse.
atone.
It's just not an option we want to take.
You know most about Ryan. I'm sorry, you know most about Rhino. I have found no problem that cannot be solved through silver and gunpowder.
Yes. Well, I straighten up a bit, and you now see like there's a bit of there's height to this man. Well, if DM to remind me, the others are guarding the Rhino, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just get my Lord Doc here.
A show thing.
The usurper long ago found remnants of the devourer, the scavenger, the patron to the gnolls. Him, long dead. He's using those remnants to control the tribes. And with a bit of that knowledge and other unwilling individuals, created the others. I feel a bit weird saying it is, but unholy abominations. Mutated, dark gnolls in frame. Now, miasma pertains to their, clings to their form at all times. This miasma will corrode your armor, be it magical or otherwise, if you stand too close to them. If you get struck by their claws, weapons, teeth, the same will happen, as that miasma will try to ingrain itself within your being. I feel guilty in this miasma's creation, as it was my work. The Iron Mains needed a weapon to be fought against. And as they were the heaviest of armor, the others were the perfect solution. Nothing that cannot be killed again. But I will once again urge your carefulness. Also, I will ask you this.
if you see that one of us is going to be killed by one of them, put the downed one out of their misery first. You will rise as one of them if they get you.
Yuki looks at her companions, and you see the sigh of somebody who's just lost a lot of her fight. And there's a click. She readies once more to put down everything that needs to be put down.
Well, it is quite a journey that we have ahead of us, shall we? As the clawed hand gestures towards the country road and
Lead the way.
Yuki gives a slight look, and then you see her going over a letter, and that's about it.
and I start leading them to where I think where the lair was.
And we're off on a journey, we're off.
Ren, I think you're muted.
I just realized that my microphone was in the mute position.
That's probably for the best. I had a question.
Just real quick before we get off, I guess Mage Armor on myself.
You gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta do what?
I cast Mage Armor on myself. Continue.
Okay. So you do know that
Because I feel I gotta tell you every time, unless you're gonna fuck me.
basically White Hill, every time you cast Mage Armor for the day, just press 1 in the Roll20 chat.
Okay.
We're just gonna see ones everywhere.
Like after waking up, before going to sleep.
I mean, whatever. But
if I have the spell slots left, it's gonna be. Yeah.
alright, good to know. Bet you miss being a warlock when you can just pop that shit like fucking vitamins.
Hey, don't worry.
Yeah, you're
There's a
taking your
feat for
warlock
that.
levels.
No, there's a feat for that.
Oh, nice. But on your current timetable, you will arrive at nightfall when you get to the cave, which is, it doesn't, for the others, it doesn't matter as they never sleep.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter to pretty much anybody when you arrive, or when you go looking for them. Because it's just going to be a shit show. However, that's quite all right. You are prepared.
By the way, you said that like this being the fucking Lion King lands after Scar took over. There's bones everywhere, basically.
If you could call them bones, because a lot of the gnolls have eaten the bones in order to try and gain some kind of sustenance. I mean, you saw that with the river paw. They were literally harvesting bones just to make bone broth.
Right. I just like to, along the way, gather as many, how do I say, decent condition-ish bones.
Roll a investigation check.
My skellies will help.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you're able to find a fair bit of bones, thankfully. You're a lot more familiar with, You're a lot more familiar with that kind of thing than most people, so you know where the good bones are hiding.
Rattle me bone? Would you say that I have a pile, 2 piles that I can stuff in a bag?
I'd say a complete pile with at least one complete thing that you can summon.
All right, that's good. So, I stuff those bones in the bag and give the skeleton the bag.
Awesome. As you do
Yes,
so,
I do. I did write that down extensively.
As you all are making your way, eventually you need to camp for the evening. And as you're sitting and making camp,
You do. I will say that as soon as we settle down to make camp, you see the skeletons do a bit of a perimeter around me. As I put a tome down on the floor, and you start seeing me cast a spell, and runes start appearing on the floor in front of me, like 10 feet. Continue. It's gonna take me a while.
no worries.
That's some dank magic.
Could she be any more obvious about it?
You don't see me put the bones anywhere.
Cool. I am going to. But as you are,
As an item, that's what it is.
Yep. Excuse me. Well, excuse me. All right. So, as you all are making your way, and you've set up your camp, you are letting the necromancer cast his spell. There is some magic he is working with, and magic that he is putting to work.
I'm
As
watching
such.
him very closely.
Mm-hmm. As such, the see how that goes. But anyway, as the camp gets set up, Marv, your 10 minutes is up.
You see a 20-foot diameter dome around where we set up. Pop up. It is translucent. It keeps the heat in. It's Leomund's tiny hut. And nothing can get in except us.
Many of you know this spell or know of it. Pretty common.
So
pretty,
you see.
pretty standard.
Oh, sorry. So you see one of the kittens. They can't get in,
The kittens are included.
but there's the scratch, scratch, scratch at the door.
There's no door. It's a ball.
barrier way, I mean.
Just looks at the cat. Confused Cyclops.
And you let the little kitten in?
I
The
never
kitten
know
has
if
been
they wanna go
the
in
kitten
or
has
out.
been let in from the start.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
The cat just the cat believes he doesn't get in, so he goes eh. You can get in now, little one.
The little cat gets in, dusts themselves off after, crawling inside. Looks around, then immediately goes outside.
And the thing is, they can see in as well.
Yep, so they saw it, went in, went out, and then you hear scratch, scratch, scratch.
A skeleton pops his head out.
Spooky
And nods.
skeleton.
And goes back.
You're sending shivers down my spine.
Oh my fucking Christ.
It's a little
Ew.
kitten.
They'll
Just
steal your
stuck
doom
inside.
tonight.
Oh,
Stop it, the both of you.
that kind of session. Got it.
Oh no, it's gonna get a lot more sad here soon.
But as that dome is put up, there's no shenanigans happening.
Before turning in for the evening, gotta do this now.
The skeleton. I do it on my own little section. The
Mhm.
skeleton dumps the bag.
It's been a while.
Cracks in the knuckles.
You're good with bones. You should fix those bones.
Mhm.
It's what you hear from one of the kitten that is injured, who is observing
Nothing I can-
everything you do.
Nothing I can do about old age.
No, you fix it.
There's a drop of blood as I nick the palm of my hand. A piece of flesh that I have torn off some meat that I was gnawing on. And a bit of the remaining bones that I ground up.
No wonder you're crunching. You're losing your fluid. Says the
And
kitten.
And the light of any torches that I put around me, so I can properly see, dims a bit.
Just go away.
As the bones start slowly coalescing into a form. And after a minute, it stands there. Almost a full null skeleton, but you kind of see that it kind of has a bare femur. The arm of an elf, of a wild elf.
Your Lego set is incomplete, says the kitten.
That's that casting, and I will use another one just to reassert control over the ones I have, just to save time.
Yep.
Hmm. So, to bring back dinner, you
And
put
I'm
it
just gonna make
together.
this. I just make this real quick.
The little
Yes, I have
kitten is
to.
trying to understand necromancy.
As the kitten.
Are you
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Are you intrigued about my art, little one?
I just want to figure out how we can reconstruct dinner.
That is a worthy endeavor.
Yep.
Do you want
Very
my help
hungry.
in that study?
Oh. The kitten sits. Did you figure it out, Meow?
There is research yet to be conducted. You can do it with me.
I'm very good at this. Okay, how about Meow? They say,
Very
looking
good.
at you.
Very well.
As I sit down with my book open,
And figure out how to reconstruct dinner.
and tap the floor beside me for the cat to
is
sit.
actually very interested. Ko is very interested in your cause. Learning the arts of necromancy. Or as they've called it, necromancy.
Meowcromancy, yeah. So as I start reading and trying to decipher the rest of my book with Ko, and
So you can bring back my
spitballing
friends,
theories,
right?
and spit.
So,
Which ones?
so I am going to ask a serious question here. So you can resurrect my friends, right?
Which friends? As
All
he
of
just
them?
my type of resurrection is complicated.
Yeah.
They
You're
won't have their faculties.
Well, that's sad. Why don't you give them faculties? They should have a
Yeah.
school and a restaurant.
Exactly. I have yet to build a school. That's what I was gonna say. Well, perhaps if my studies progress swiftly and swimming,
So why bring
I
them
might-
back halfway?
I
Because
might be able
you
to-
missed the most delicious parts.
Yes, I might be able to, in time, resurrect them as better forms of themselves.
The ones with the skin on, yeah.
The ones with the skin on and the power to do the same.
I think if you left the skin on at the beginning, it's
The
easier, right?
skin. It is complicated, and I start going into theories. What makes a zombie skeleton in necromancy?
So no matter what you bring up to argue this little kitten's point, they always bring up the question, but why?
Yeah, and the thing is, he starts going into theory that explains all,
Just trying their
all of
best.
it.
Actually, DM, may I ask a question?
You may.
Could we have this little kitten rolled to see how well they're figuring this out?
Sure, D20 plus,
Oh, they just have a 10 anyway, so...
yeah, so it'd be just a D20.
And I will say, I am helping, technically.
Sort of, slightly around average, probably below.
So I will say that go ahead and roll with advantage, because, you are having a teacher.
Well, let's see. See how thick Ko is.
Well, with a 9.
bit thick.
I mean,
So it's about calcium deposits. We need more bones.
If you'd procure more for me, I'd appreciate it.
Here's a chicken. You just throw
Well,
some chicken bones in front of you.
This will be useful. Pockets them.
See? Best
Pat,
chicken.
pat.
They purr. They give a little bit of a cat purr, and then happily do the little curl up. Everything tastes like soup bones.
And I
And
continue
they're
studying and teaching if Ko is listening. Yeah, that's what.
I was doing their best.
Yeah.
They aren't the brightest of cats, but they are enthusiastic. Because the world does need more soup bones.
Yes.
Apparently.
And more people to make those bones get up again.
Oh, no, just soup bones.
But yeah, I'm assuming that Oliver, all the time I was doing the dome and and raising that skeleton, was like,
Yup.
hi.
I mean,
then
definitely
don't-
staring at you.
How well do I understand the magic that he's casting? Like both the dome, and the necromancy.
The chrome dome. I mean, I can make it any color I want.
So
Sorry.
So the dome fairly easily. It's a very common spell. especially in the nest.
Well, even for me though, I really don't. I
So
don't think Yuki's
you
had
don't
much
have access to
interaction.
it. You don't have access to it. But you do know that there are lots of people who do. Mostly because they need to survive in the wild, and they're not you. So many people use this to kind of supplement the fact that they can't survive in the wild.
Okay.
You've run into it at least a handful of times, and can understand what you're kind of seeing here.
I understand like the rudimentary rules.
Yeah, you
once it's
understand that you understand the basics.
Okay.
It's just the whole casting of it that's a complete just fucking huh.
Yeah. Just the arcane nature of it.
Exactly.
Why do you gotta make everything voodoo shit?
Why you gotta do that voodoo, that hoodoo, that you do? Juju.
And the necromancy, aside from literally seeing the bones rise, I don't really know much about that yet.
So you know that necromancy is an art or a magic that deals with what happens after someone dies. It influences like the bones, and greater necromancers do have some influence over actual souls, which is somewhat concerning. But you know, not wholly unheard of. You also know that they're in the Wildlands specifically. The wild gods don't have an opinion on necromancy.
Okay.
Magic is just magic to them.
Okay. That's good to know.
Some of the wild gods actually compare it to continuing a song that ended and just doing a poor job at continuing it.
Okay.
It's like, in fact, the direct comparison you've heard is the Wild Mother wove the song perfectly the first time. When she stopped playing its melody, it stopped moving. Now you have a child picking up their mother's instrument with no talent and trying to play.
Okay.
But again, they don't condemn it. They don't nobody's hostile towards it. The nest has strict regulations on it that you would kind of know. Basically, if you're a necromancer, you have to register that you're a necromancer. They don't stop you, but it is a registration, and there's a reporting.
And you know, if they notice a giant undead army amassing in their backyard, they're like, oh, the sun.
Yeah, but they don't kill you because you're amassing a giant undead army if it's for them.
You did, yeah. But if it isn't,
but it's not.
The
Yeah,
sun.
it's not shunned. It's just regulated there.
Mm-hmm. You don't really know the.
You have 300 undead when you're supposed to have 150. What the fuck?
We
The
have
quotas are off.
standards, sir. Methods of doing things.
It's like, we know you're over your undead quota, sir. That's a 5 platinum fine.
Jeez.
No, this is not a taxable offense. This is a jailable offense.
Yeah.
Everything's a taxable offense, in my opinion.
Look, necromancers keep getting the money from doing their job. No, it's a jailable offense.
Listen, as Yuki, it's just bones, okay? We eat a lot of chicken and a lot of fish. There is a lot of bones.
I will say, the refuse from these cats will make me a skeleton.
Yeah, probably, actually. At least every other day.
But
Not all.
That's what I call passive income.
Flying fish bone familiar is pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie.
Ah, shit. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I also have to cast that. Fuck.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
By the way, you do know you're taxed for all items you find while digging up a grave.
I'm just saying, I'm not the tax woman. Yuki is the smell woman.
I also ritual cast that before going to sleep. Fuck, I have so many ritual spells I gotta cast.
Play a cosmic tax collector. But yeah, ritual spell.
Yeah,
fair enough.
before going to sleep. And it's, kind of macabre for the owls, because it is
An owl.
An owl that
Why
is
didn't you
kind of
pick a
like
fish?
feathers, bit torn, skull showing.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
But, you know. Is what it is, man. As you are all, settling in and getting ready to finish up your meals and then, of course, go to sleep, a sound disturbs the night. And it is the it is the sound of a gong. Just it's not the deep gong, it's more the light higher pitched gong. But it rings 3 times. And as it does, a set of beautiful, ornately carved doors kind of open into the ethereal. And as they do, a gentleman in armor steps out. Though gentleman might not be the 100% appropriate word. This in particular, let me get some things ready. Let me do a thing. Let me find a thing. D&D, Auria.
What in the underworld?
Kinda. Wildlands NPCs. The Kingdom.
Do I keep that?
This would be... Aha. Yuki, you know this particular creature by sight, and it's not... There's no love lost here.
Alright, gotcha.
He's kind of an ass. But
He is kind of an ass.
He is one of the 9, so unfortunately, not someone you can openly argue with.
At least not safely.
And as the gate opens, you all see this particular...
This motherfucker!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know him.
Yep. And as he emerges from the gate stands open behind him, and he looks to you,
dome.
the group and the dome, and kind of tilts his head.
I mean, he looks at the dome.
Oh, is all the group in the dome? Okay, cool. So he looks to the dome, and then
No!
I am looking for Yuki, the scent seller.
And here I am, counselor.
Pops head out.
There's a little bow from Yuki, but it's almost mocking, given who she's
Addressing.
given who controls Yuki.
He nods as he pulls out a piece of a rolled up piece of parchment, and offers it out. Your new orders, and you will be coming with me. They are all in there.
I will be coming of my own accord, thank you. And she looks at the order. She is so dismissive of this man because of her position.
As you look at the scroll, you see Junko's personal seal affixed to it. And he simply shakes his head. No, you will be coming along because she says so.
Exactly. And Yuki takes another look at it. And then just this long sigh.
And give me...
Very well. I will get my affairs in order.
Be quick. Raiki
Only
cannot
as
hold this open long.
You see Yuki, sort of this expression of Raiki will do what they must, but they understand the urgency giving this scroll read.
The scroll simply reads, "To my dearest Yuki, a conundrum has come about, and we require you and your cats immediately. A threat has come from the dead, and we need all paws on deck. I voted for your paws to be the first. I hope you will not give the esteemed," and esteemed is actually like slanted, like written in italics, esteemed war counselor, any grief. It is urgent that you come at once. For the dead are rising, and we must rise our blades to meet them."
So Yuki is going to give him a nod. And who would Yuki wake up in the dead of the night? Probably Oliver. Honestly.
Are we
No one
sleeping?
is asleep just yet.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
but
we're-
I mean, is...
We literally saw this flash of light and went like,
Yeah, I think we're all just kind of standing around the camp.
Yeah, you're all
Watching
getting
these
ready to turn
events
in.
unfold.
we're inside the ball looking at this fox heading the cat a note.
You see Lo, Callie, or I'm sorry, Ko. Ko takes your spell book and immediately runs off like, "Thank you for the lesson, meow."
A mage hand appears and immediately
Oh, I thought
Good
that was
try.
my lesson book.
No, that is mine. And I
Oh.
quickly go, fucking speed writes. Some rudimentary shit on wizard. and hands him like 10, 15 pages that I speed written. Basic lessons. Find a teacher.
Oh, okay. I thought I'd have a really cool book like yours. This is
This
very
one's
sad.
special. This
Yeah.
one's special. I don't know how to bind books, but find someone who can.
I want to learn how to fight the dead, or raise the dead, or eat more chickens that are dead.
Come find me when this is done.
Okay. But I'm gonna go with Mistress Yuki, because she has sunbeams. And your death thing doesn't have sunbeams. Nowhere to catnap in your world.
That is actually a spell I can learn.
Yes, you can. I'm assuming you haven't chose to.
No, I am not, but you know. That is
There
actually
you
a spell
go.
I can get.
See, she's accurate. Ko is very accurate in that goal.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna not raise a bunch of angry dead people, okay? But I want to
Please.
raise more food.
Please do, and raise dead responsibly.
Responsibly. Okay, I'll
AKA,
tell Yuki
if
to be
you- if-
responsible.
if Yuki says yes, and if she can shoot them in the head if they're gone mad.
Okay. I like you.
The first time you guys see a genuine smile out of this old man.
That's what you hear from the cat. And they tuck this little book to their chest as they run out of there. Okay, Yuki, I'm ready. Lee is gonna be taking care of business with Oliver.
You Oliver, you got the shit.
What Lee is going to do is Lee is going to be questioning Oliver about that Phoenix egg. And we're going to make Oliver a deal, or at least an ideal. I think it would be safest if we took it away from here.
You can't do it.
So he goes, how does he interact with that?
What?
You
How
were
does-
really
how does
quiet,
the-
David.
Oh, am I? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't.
No, you're good, but how does he interact with that was all I was saying. How does he turn this kitten down?
I mean that's all Oliver says is
I can't.
I can't give anyone the egg.
Well, I thought it'd be safest here in the far lands.
It might be safer there, but I think there's just something I need to do with it.
Okay. Oliver, I like you, and I'm sorry Yuki is sad.
Sorry too. I like all of your family. You've all been
Visit
very
in
good to me.
homeland?
Of
Eat
course I
lots
will.
of fish?
You betcha.
And rice? Ears perk up just a little bit.
I don't know what that is, but sure.
It's good when it's made into sake.
I don't know
Ears
what
perk
that
up
is,
even more.
but sure.
Well, I will introduce you when you come to homeland.
Okay.
Carl is going to be hanging out with Tirador. And they're gonna go, okay, so you put bread, meat, cheese, lettuce. And they're examining this like it's a high art.
Sauces.
Just put anything that sounds delicious in there.
Oh, but you don't put the sauce on top.
If you wanna, you can.
Wait, you can? You can put sauces on top?
It's a
Oh, yeah.
sandwich. The possibilities are endless. You could even put
Ow.
fish in there.
You can put fish in there?
Yep,
Wait, a
you
fish
can even
sandwich is a
blend the
thing?
fish before you put it in.
God. It's the best invention ever. I'm gonna change the whole gland of grain and rice.
Plus, you get to keep yourself clean because everything's contained inside bread.
So it keeps your fingers clean? It's like perfect for playing cards. Or looking
Yeah.
at internet things.
Just be careful of crumbs. What's
Oh.
the internet?
It's a
The what?
special place I have in mind where all these ideas get compiled into one thing, and then everybody looks up something called cats.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but why does Mace's VTuber model look like he's getting the best head of all time?
Is that?
Oh,
the
sorry,
expression you're
I had to mute for a second there. My tracking's just going off while I'm looking around.
Because it's like, sorry.
Oh no, trust me, if that was the case, there'd be a lot more.
Fair. But
Anyway.
that's exactly what your model was doing. Anyway.
So what I'm gonna say is, for Yuki herself, who does Yuki seek out at the end of everything? And it's probably, honestly, Oliver.
I mean, Oliver was gonna stop you if you tried to leave without talking to her.
I imagine
both-
that
they
the feeling
both
is
bumped.
mutual, so the two meet in the middle.
They
Yeah.
both bump into each other. Now, Keith.
Oliver,
I mean, that's one way to come up with some weird kind of new owlbear. Owl kitten?
Owl cat.
That's
Okay.
actually a game developer. Okay, let's continue.
So, Yuki looking at Oliver with a little bit of shame due to their hostilities from before. I am going to go somewhere where I am safe. Is all she says to Oliver. Not goodbye, not... Because
Is
she
this-
knows what's been troubling her.
Is this good?
I do not know. Honestly.
What you want?
Yuki gives a look of actually not being... She looks confused more than anything. I'm not sure, but it's where I need to be.
Do you need help?
I don't know yet, Oliver. But if you find me, will you give me your help?
Of course.
And you see Yuki sigh, and just with the saddest look, as if she's trying to lose something part of her, as if she's trying to lose what made her into this thing, she hands Oliver her rifle.
Oliver looks confused. She's taken aback. She looks at the rifle, looks up at you with just a tilted head.
Do with this as you feel is needed. There is so much violence in the Wildland. Perhaps you can dispose of part of it, or use it to a better end. I tire of the scent of war. And yet where I go, there will be only more scent of it.
I hope you find peace.
Yuki actually shakes her head, knowing full well that that isn't her role. No peace for me, Oliver. Peace for... She motions to Ka, Lee, and Ko, which have all gathered to her, looking at her expectantly with their little prizes. Ka with a sandwich, Lee with having talked to you. She has gathered a little bit of flowers for Yuki to try to make her happy. And Ko, who has gathered notes on necromancy.
Also with a bit of a formula for the chill touch cantrip.
Chicken sandwich part 2 is what Ko has named the second list of notes.
Ko is gonna smother someone with a chill touch by accident, and I'm gonna laugh.
It's gonna be great. But they have all gathered because they want to give their mistress something to prove that this time in these lands were not for naught.
I believe you'll choose the right road. Whatever
If not, that bullet in there is fitting for me. And it's not with a friendship or a hug or a smile. It's with the promise of her own death that Yuki eventually enters the portal. Yuki wants to be stopped if she goes too far. And you're holding one black powder rifle.
Right.
And that is how Yuki leaves. Fearful of her own power.
As Yuki makes her way into the gate.
And the spell magic. I'm kidding.
No.
Yeah.
The counselor, Mao Chen. He looks to all of you. I have been informed I am to bestow this, and he pulls up another sealed scroll, upon the leader of this band of you.
Band of
You can tell he planned to say something pretty harsh, but then thought better of it. Who leads this group, or who will come and take this from me, I really don't care.
Pluck.
Of course it's a nest. And with that, he stands up a little straighter, gives a half nod of his head, and then turns, almost pirouettes rather perfectly, and then marches back into the gate. And as it does, you hear the 3 gongs chime again, and the gate closes.
As he's walking away, Altera will bow and say, fairly clearly, "May the nest burn."
His ear flicks back in acknowledgement of that, But he doesn't say anything.
This motherfucker just went, from the police. Oh,
we're
God.
playing OWA around here. Owls with attitude. But with that being done, the parchment is very fine. It's written on a kind of paper or papyrus-like substance that you're not really sure of. It's a lot nicer than anything that Nest uses.
It is vellum, motherfucker.
It's whatever I goddamn say it is.
No, I was looking for the word. That was just self-satisfaction.
Anyway. As the gate closes, a few sakura petals fall and are scattered. And as they fall and are scattered, it's, very clear that Yuki and her kittens have all gone. And you are...
petals scatter. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
The petals scatter, and wordlessly, the skeletons gather them up and put them at Oliver's feet.
Oh.
She doesn't say anything, just watches you.
I don't do anything. The skeletons just do it by themselves, and I don't say anything. Yeah.
She sees them do that and watches you.
I am already moving towards Auria because shiny new scroll.
Ooh, shiny is pretty. I like it. Yeah.
Hovers up about 10 feet in the air, and then opens scroll.
Just to be a dick.
I wonder how the fuck you read a scroll while beating your wings.
So, I have arms that are separate from the wings.
Do you?
Yes. Have you
right?
not looked closer at the image of Auria?
Yes, I thought Owlin had the wings and the arms.
It is separate. They have wings and they have arms.
I mean, it doesn't help that you don't actually show your image. It's just kind of your avatar.
It's very Aarakocra like.
I was, because I've been imagining Owlin all the time having the wings and the arms. But anyway,
I mean, I was too.
Same, but he's not wrong. But again, so as Auria, you lift into the air. The scroll is written in very elegant script, and it simply reads, "Dear interlopers, I welcome you to the Wildlands. As a fellow interloper myself, I feel a kinship with you, and I wish to convey my congratulations in having made a violent and perilous enemy such as the Nest. I also would like to thank you for taking care of my dear friend. I know she can be a bit much to deal with, but she is precious to me and to my kingdom. I am Junko. I am the Kyubi, or the ruler, of the land of grain and rice. We are hidden behind our great wall, but recently something has begun to stir in the lands around us. Should you find the time and inclination, no hurry, mind you, as this kingdom of grain and rice has never been taken by siege or by storm. So feel free to take your time. But you should come and visit, and I may have some work for you yet. Again, thank you for keeping Yuki safe. You will have a friend when you arrive. Do present this royal seal to the guards when you arrive. I hope you have someone who can use magic, for you will need it to summon the seal.
Looks down, looks at Oliver, looks at the Nothic, looks at Oliver, looks at the Nothic.
Like you have, like you're gonna make that fucking hard decision.
Toss a scroll to Oliver.
Did you read it out loud, or did you?
No, Altera just read it to himself.
Okay.
As you take it, Oliver, you read much the same thing. However, further down, you do see a magic formula. You can roll me an Arcana check here. Whitehill's not petty at all.
No, of course not.
You understand that you would have to spend a spell slot to, like, it can be any level spell slot, but you would have to spend a spell slot to summon this seal.
Oh. What does that mean?
It's a magical
AKA
summoning.
spend the first level spell slot, seal appears.
Correct. And it only appears for a set amount of time, about 10 minutes.
Is it like that gate? Or...
It'll summon something to you.
Okay, that's all I understand, is that it summons something to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the letter does say, present this seal at the gates when you arrive.
I gotcha. But I understand it enough to where if I lost the scroll, I could summon the seal.
No, you would need this formula to summon the seal.
Okay. However, just say to Altera, I'll hang on to it.
Nod.
You have one scroll of grain and rice. And I will add a new feature on the map.
How big of a creature is the Nothic again?
I'm medium.
Yeah, not very big.
I'm still small. I'm gonna perch on the Nothic.
Immediately falls.
Oh, that's different.
The Kingdom of Grain and Rice, ladies and gentlemen.
What in the underworld are you doing?
Making myself comfortable.
Remember, 70-year-old. Not good with weight.
The skeletons are trying to.
I'm going to use my wings to hover just slightly. Basically, keep my feet on him, but not put any weight.
Nice.
So it's
you hear a sigh of relief.
Yes.
Oliver's gonna have the petals disappeared, by the way.
No, the petals have been gathered and placed at your feet.
Yeah. Oliver's gonna take one of the petals and then fly out of the dome. Is there any trees nearby? Are we in a forest at all?
There is the remnant of a tree.
Savannah.
On top of a tree.
So you're just gonna sleep there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you said I'm just gonna perch. I'm just gonna perch on top of the tree. I was talking to Dave.
Yeah. No, she's just kind of
just nesting there.
Seat. Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
He gets it.
May you please move yourself from top of me?
Only because you said please. And I'll hop and hover off to the ground.
Skeletons, help the old man back to his feet.
So, as you do so, yeah. who is taking first watch?
I will.
And the
All right.
skeletons are always, and the skeletons are, so you know.
All right.
Perception.
Perception.
At advantage, technically.
Yes.
Good. I could probably use that. That still works. Okay, you pathetic puppy. I'll let you out of the room that you got yourself trapped in. I'll be right back.
I mean, you know. Punch a plane in the face. What? It's the title of an article that someone sent me. Because apparently we're, you know, Galactus, the world eater. But, as Auria is sitting and watching, not a lot is seen. In fact, even the stars aren't out in full force tonight. The sky is overcast and cloudy, and it's been hinting that it's going to rain or storm, and yet there has been neither. But it is very clear something is going on here. And as the night continues, the next watch can be taken.
Or I can take it. I'm already sitting atop a tree.
Oliver, as you wake up for the watch, go ahead and roll a perception.
Perception.
Good thing about skeletons. Help.
I'm not close to them. Does that matter?
They have been ordered to patrol and sentry.
Okay.
They are restless, my friend.
So there is that.
Jeez.
As well, you know, as you take your watch, Oliver, you can't help. You're looking at this. You're looking at all of this. You're looking at all this devastation, all of this just horrific destruction, and it hurts. It hurts because as a follower of the wild gods and as a druid of the balance, you know that this is wrong. You know that something here has gone incredibly wrong, and whatever power is corrupting the land like this, it needs to be defeated and destroyed. But you have no idea how you would even put this to right, even if it was. I mean, it's a monumental task. Not impossible, just it is going to be a challenge.
And you're just talking about the state of the plains, basically?
Correct. The state of the Pride Lands. Because the Pride Lands, as you heard of them, were described as rich, vibrant, and full of life. This was essentially the cradle of the Wildlands. At one point, the Great Plains, such as it were. Though some people argue that it is the Elder Wood, which is the ancient, sealed-away forest far to the east, that was the birthplace of the Wildlands. There's just been a lot of philosophical debate on that. It's just hard for you to sit and see all of this. However, as you're sitting there, go ahead and roll me a nature check, why don't you? I like nature checks.
With that, the skeletons don't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oliver
No help
decided
needed.
it's not a check. It's a decision.
You do know one thing. You finally have an idea on how you can help the Phoenix that you are holding. Phoenixes are creatures of life, death, and rebirth. They represent that cycle flawlessly. And as you're sitting there, you realize that if you were to be in a place or go to a place where a rebirth was happening, likely the Phoenix would be born again from the egg. The energy that such a thing causes would definitely spark new life within the Phoenix, and so it could very well hatch.
A rebirth. What does that mean?
So, for instance, if you were to say revitalize the Pride Lands, find a way to do that.
Okay.
It could spark it. If you were to turn a dried riverbed into a flowing riverbed again, it would likely do that. If you were to bring a party member back from the dead, or prevent them from dying in the first place. No, it would have to be bring back from the dead.
Sorry.
Point remains is that the Phoenix represents the cycle. Life to death, death to rebirth, and so on and so forth. The never-ending wheel it goes. So long as you are around or are the cause of that rebirth and that perpetuating cycle, you feel that the Phoenix would come to life once more and hatch from its egg.
Okay. With this revelation, not thinking that this is like having this kind of an effect, but just like pondering this possibility. Oliver's just going to be using Druidcraft on the tree throughout her watch, trying to revitalize part of it, or like just blooming flowers over it.
The only problem you find is that as you are casting your cantrip, it just isn't enough. There is a power here that seems to be siphoning off your attempts to do this. Every time you cast your spell and every time you send magic into the tree, it sucks it away from the tree itself. And just, you literally grow a blossom and a flower, and then you watch as within a matter of seconds it just dies again. This magic is very powerful, and honestly, the more you're here, the more evil it seems. And you're not sure how or why it seems to be confined to this area. Because realistically, it should be spreading. But why it seems confined to the Pride Lands, you don't really understand. But, who knows? Perhaps
Maybe
you'll
it's a
figure it out.
prideful virus.
And as you are sitting here having these revelations, your watch comes to an end. And as it does come to an end, who do you wake to be the next person in the watch?
I think, Tyrador, you said you were going to do a watch?
Huh? What? I was sleeping. What's going on?
I was dreaming about sandwiches.
Are you okay doing
No,
a
it was
watch?
a dream full of rotten meat. It's terrible.
That does sound awful.
There is no luncheon for the munchin.
Luncheon for the munchin. Stop. Stop.
What? It's the perfect way to say that. With this voice.
I mean, you're not wrong.
This Minotaur
Listen,
would give
with
me
this voice,
nightmares.
there's a lot that you can do. Especially, you can all hail Marv, the greatest necromancer to ever exist.
Please stop impersonating me, weird.
It's
creature.
it's already enough to have Mayhem do it.
Well,
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go get some more sleep. I'm
Okay,
exhausted.
okay, I'm getting up.
Thanks.
My mind just has just pictures like you can only Tyrador can hear these just voices from above.
You know the noise of like you hear like think you hear someone calling your name.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Can Calv look up?
I mean, yeah, you can always look up. Like anybody who wants to look up can look up. It's looking up, my guy.
Because I can just imagine Altera flying above Tyrador, and every time it looks up, she just goes behind him.
Honestly, yeah. No, after some time spent with May, that's a pretty accurate as to what Altera would do.
Yep. May
And
has
yes, I fully blame May for Altera going full fucking.
troll.
Yep.
I
You're
mean, I mean, yeah, it's 100% May's fault. But Tyrador, go ahead and
Perception at advantage.
yes, those words in that order.
I don't know why I went French, but okay.
I don't know. I don't see you running away.
Perception with disadvantage.
Advantage.
Avatar.
13. Thirtois. How do you say 13 in French?
No idea.
I don't speak French. What the fuck?
You're the one who knows like 4 languages. Of course I'm gonna ask you.
Trinatsatorish.
13 in French is treize. Treize.
Really?
Treize. Treize. Treize.
Today's okay. It's okay.
You know. But
Trinatsatorish.
Tovageris. No, sadly, no one sullied here.
Continue.
But Tyrador, as you are looking around and as you are preparing things to prepare the things of the places to do the stuff,
And the things.
And meanwhile, making sandwiches.
No, I'm toasting bread.
Even more important.
It's a process, yo.
I mean,
It's a
in this
ritual.
day and age, it is.
Yeah, you guys are Philistines. As if you'd be able to prepare a sandwich just with 8 hours.
I will say, Tyrador do be like that.
We need an actual artist here.
If Tyrador doesn't take levels in the cooking part, I'll be disappointed.
That is one ugly fucking painting. You fucking Philistine. Sorry. Thinking of another game entirely.
Do you hear me, Matt?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. Keep it in mind.
Does it actually benefit my character? Not really, but thematically, yes.
I mean,
Does
to
it
be
benefit
fair,
your
there's a
character
little
in every
cat
way?
deciding whether you put bread, and then stuff on top of it, so...
Matt,
To
it
be
benefits your
truthful, I
character
thought
in
that
every
cat
way.
To be truthful, I'm afraid of those 2 cats teaming together and making a sandwich that rises from the dead, based on the meat inside of it.
The eternal sandwich.
I am
It's
all
just-
for
it's
that.
just-
Awesome.
It's gonna
It's
be
the
the TF2
mummified
sandwich.
It's like
It's gonna
the
be the-
last half of a sandwich in the fridge that you never can finish.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
it's
the
the
TF2
mummified
sandwich. Yeah.
It's just got sharp, bony teeth. It's wrapped up with a like brown wrapped paper.
Jeez Louise. But at any rate,
The mummy roast.
Alert! The bread has been released.
As you're sitting there, Teardor, and as you're, working through your stuffish stuff, you do, in fact, see something. On the horizon, or, well, not the horizon per se, but towards the northern sky, at the very edge of where you think the Pride Lands might possibly be, sorry, you can just make out a winged shape flying from west to east. Or sorry, east to west. Excuse me.
Oh no, they're dropping another sun.
It doesn't seem to notice you. It does, it's... The thing you do know is that it's huge. Like, to see it at the size it is from the distance you are, this thing is fucking gargantuan.
Oh.
But it seems to be on a singular-minded course, off in one direction at the moment.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't actually know any songs about One Direction to start singing, so I'm at this point.
You said it was east to west?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ow.
We attacked a few posts, they dropped the sun on us twice.
Yeah. And we'll fucking do it again. But...
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's one cat that understands that principle very well. Luckily for you guys, she's not here.
Don't touch my stuff. That includes my airspace.
And my boats.
My bow?
Yeah, boom, my balls.
But that's all you see as the dawn rises. Well, I say dawn rises. It just gets slightly less dark. Because the sky is so overcast and just shitty.
It's still a form of dawn.
I mean...
At least it's not the dish soap.
Ew.
It's bad and you should feel bad.
I know it's bad, but I don't feel bad, so fuck you.
Yeah, we know. You have no honor!
No, I have honor, I just have no shame.
And,
Those two different things.
only slightly. But, you all rouse for the day. And, thankfully, none of you are dying horribly.
At least that we know of.
Well,
Working on it.
thankfully for the rest of you. Sorry.
Oh, did I get that wrong at the beginning too? I probably did. Anyway. So. Marv!
See, when you hear the DM saying that he got something wrong at the beginning and then immediately just cuts it off, that's the point where you should worry.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, yes.
I didn't do anything yet.
Yeah.
It's a
You're
point where you
all
should
still
probably
very
worry.
much alive. For now.
Working on it still.
But
When the DM rolls an nat one on
Yes.
the memory check.
that's my everyday
get
life.
Mood.
So,
Yes, DM. You were
you
saying.
start to head. Go west, young man. And head towards the cave of the Earthen Rhino.
And we're traveling again. Are we very close to this?
I believe we are.
So, you will arrive there by the end of the end of today.
Okay. While we're traveling, am I able to cast this? It is 8 hours, so.
Casting plant growth? The big version?
Please cast plat growth, please.
Um,
I am down
Certainly
for
gonna try
this.
to.
Don't
Given
Really?
circumstances,
I don't think it's gonna
for
work
this.
though.
If not, let us for a while.
Oliver wants to try, but she doesn't think it's gonna work.
don't you have to stay still at the one spot to cast it?
That is a good question. It doesn't say
mean,
anything about that in the spell.
I mean, I would agree if you had somebody carrying you, but this is the case where Yuki's cart is probably gone.
that is.
If-
We have three skeletons that can haul an
Well,
owl.
If,
We
if
also have a
that's,
tier door.
Kind of down
Yeah.
for it.
well, if that's how Brent rules
So-
it, I'll try
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So I will say that as you are walking, you are traveling at a slow enough pace that you are still within the half mile, the half mile radius centered on the point that you start casting it on.
In 8 hours of travel, I think we'd get past that.
That's true. Even
Depends on how
normal
fast we're
walking
walking.
speed.
No, that's
No,
that would
even-
be
I mean,
extremely
Even normal
slow.
walking speed,
Oh,
you
I
walk
know.
at least 2 miles an hour.
Yeah.
How do I want to do this?
Well, I choose
I do
choose the
about a
point
mile
at the
to work
end of the
every
spell,
day
don't
in
I?
about 20 minutes.
Let's see here.
I mean, if it shows the point at the end of the spell, that'd be travel.
The wording isn't clear at what point I choose it. It just says in a half mile radius centered on a point within range. That's just, I would assume that would mean within range of me, not within
Finishing
range of
casting
the
the spell, yeah.
original
So,
casting.
Yeah.
so
location.
you can actually cast the spell up to 150 feet away from you.
Mhm.
That's the range of the spell is 150 feet. So I would say that yes, if during the traveling, if someone carries you, then you would be able to channel the spell for 8 hours and then cast it.
Okay, I'm gonna approach Tyrador. Hey Tyrador.
Yeah. What's it, little buddy?
This might be asking a bit much, but would you mind carrying me while we travel today? I'm not just being lazy, I promise.
I'm pretty sure you'd do it anyways. Oh wait, no. That's what Altera does.
I wouldn't ride on you without you saying yes.
At the comment of that's what Altera does, Altera lands on Tyrador's shoulder. Are we talking about me?
Oh. I'll carry the birds.
The birds.
It's okay to say no.
Okay, you say that, and undead owl lands on you.
At the whole, I'll carry the birds. Altera fully sits down, perches, and you see the feathers fluff up for a second.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no, she has made herself.
We are all
comfortable.
small, so it's probably not much for Tyrador.
No, I don't think it is.
Yeah,
You know.
You're also all hollow boned.
Yep.
truth.
Got a bad case of brittle bones.
Well, I will be riding on Tyrador casting plant growth as we travel. Then here I'll do that
Oh
again. That was
my.
just to Brent.
So, at the end of the 8 hours, at the end of the 8 hours, you finish your incantations and your chanting, and you feel something odd happen in you for a moment. I would like everyone to roll me a D100, please.
Oh no.
Hey yo. 93.
63.
Hey.
Oh, this isn't a ritual. This will actually use up a spell slot.
This will actually
Yes, it
take
will.
a spell slot. Yeah.
Yep, I'm still doing it.
You know, David, that it's bullshit that version isn't a ritual. It's
23.
bullshit. Speak with Dead is not a ritual.
Yeah. You want me to roll one as well?
Yes,
Right.
everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, Callie, you as well. And just because I'm a super nice guy, even I'll roll one. Because I want to be included.
Because I want to be included.
Yuki's! There it is. Wow. Yuki over here trying to sabotage things she's not even here for. No, I'm just kidding. just
Your
kidding.
aid is valid, Yuki.
Yuki just gets her full-on samurai armor on.
Hmm.
Prepare samurai armor because bad feeling strikes.
But
Shoot. There were parts of the wildland we didn't shoot. That's funny.
as you
Not all shots were done in front of a live audience.
as you cast your spell, two things happen. Number one, the spell is odd. Because you know how it's supposed to be cast, you know you have the image in your mind's eye of how this spell is supposed to work. But it doesn't. Not that way. It's supposed to enrich the soil, it's supposed to make sure that the plant yields twice the normal amount of food when harvested, but as you cast it, you watch as two separate energies are fighting here. And in this half-mile radius, you force a bloom to happen. All around you, within this half-mile, grass and flowers and leafy plants shoot up from the ground violently. Like, this... Thankfully, you guys are in the safe zone, but everything around you, like the earth has been tilled, the plants have just sprung up as if they were just waiting for the signal to jump out and yell surprise. It is such a violent reaction. And even Otera, you're caught off guard by it.
Like a potato looking for soil.
Where's
the fucking soil?
The other thing that happens is that you watch as at the very edges you can see this purplish greenish flame start to appear, and it seems to be trying to choke back down the plant life. It seems that whatever magic is here is trying to reconsume the spell or the plant life that has sprouted up the life. However, there are several berry bushes nearby, and there is a couple of fruit-bearing trees, which are ripe and ready to be harvested, so you could fill up some of your rations in the meantime. However, you will need to be quick, because the spell is being eaten away as you're watching.
Do you require assistance in the harvesting?
I mean, I don't think we really need food right now. I was just kind of saying what would happen.
However,
As necromancers are to say, waste not, want not.
your skeletons can go harvest things pretty easily.
Yeah, the skeletons will.
I'll fly over and at least grab an apple.
It's a mango.
Oh, a mango?
Ease.
Damn.
Welcome to the
This man got
savannah, bitch.
mango.
I can grab myself a mango, bruh.
The other thing, you also are able to find some papayas. But the other thing is that you can hear the soft clank of metal on metal.
Oh.
And as you look up, you see something approaching.
Oh no.
Callie, would you care to describe what they're seeing?
The fuck?
What is that? That looks sick.
Wait, what happened?
What? What's going on?
What happened?
We're talking about Callie's new icon, but yeah.
Callie's icon.
Just see fucking Briar Paladin.
Oh.
I think I have an enlarged
Briar
version.
Knight. Callie?
Also, Callie, you're muted.
So the saddest of voices rings out into this overcast, into it, as you see this armored form stumbling more through the trail rather than walking. Revelation. Salvation, where are you? Miracle, blessing, gods. I'm sorry. Is all you hear from the stumbling form.
A quick
That's
glance.
not scary at
and
all.
a quick glance and a point. The skeletons are going to help.
Stay away from me, bloodless. You cannot engage in communion. I am sorry for your souls, for they are already lost.
Help them to their feet.
No,
They
this
cannot
figure
be-
is standing, but
No, you said stumbling. You said stumbling, but
Mhm.
it
yeah, but still
help
standing.
them keep their footing, please. The skeletons are just like, not touching you, but in case they see that you're attempting to almost falling, they're just gonna compensate. That's what they're doing.
No, whatever this figure is, have some internal strength to keep moving. But there is nothing inside this armor. Only vines and flowers keeping this thing moving.
This is fascinating.
It
Yeah, and
stumbles upon your group, I guess, at this point, right, DM?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Is
You're
it
definitely able to
moving in the
sense
same
them.
direction as us?
Moving in the opposite direction,
Moving,
actually.
Oh,
moving,
okay.
moving toward us. Yeah.
I got you. Oliver looks to oh gosh.
There is a mad grin in Marv's face, by the way.
Yeah, Oliver looks over to Marv.
Wow, you
Is
forgot
this-
Marv's name.
maybe.
Rude.
Oliver looks over to Marv. Is this one of the protectors? What is this?
DM.
You have no idea what the fuck this thing is. It is a suit of armor that appears to be consumed by nature. This is beyond your expertise.
I know many things. I will proudly say that I have no idea what the fuck this is.
Well, have you seen my friends? Is all the figure says as the skeletons surround this being as they look at you guys. The armor seems to hint at desperation despite barely able to stand, carried only by flowers and vines.
Are they
It
like
is
you?
dripping, and I repeat this, dripping with dried blood and new blood.
Are your friends like you?
Revelation, salvation, miracle, blessing, where are you? Immaculate. I am a procession of one without no left. I'm sorry, gods.
I recommend we stop them so they can regain their bearings. This must be very disorienting.
I felt nothing but death around me. The skeletons.
My point exactly.
I
You
mean,
need help?
Sit down, being. You are safe now.
How can I be safe with no god of my own? All I wanted was Rhino blood. All I wanted was the blood of the gods. And this figure sits down, a giant greatsword put down as they rest upon it. The greatsword is a ruined blade, probably from some kind of statue. It's more ornamental than an actual functional weapon, as they lean upon it heavily, seemingly lost and desperate.
You are more fit to interact with this being of nature than me, Oliver. Please be my
I'm
guest.
not sure I am. I've never met something that craved God's blood before.
You are more in tune with the wild than me.
I wonder what a god tastes like.
Probably salty.
salty?
Loneliness.
We're not. I'm pretty sure they aren't you.
No, I was attacking the almighty being's character.
Wow. I remember that. This almighty being will definitely remember that.
It sounds like you're trying to make a
Telltale
well-seasoned
sign.
joke.
There's a slight shuffling as the figure realizes that they're near something living as they've neared the group. I'm assuming I'm within 60-ish feet?
Oh yeah,
30
you're
feet?
way closer than that.
Okay.
You have recognized that
figure-
there is life here.
Another soul. Is all you hear the blade say as this figure drops to their knees, a splattering of strange blood upon the ground.
As a scholar, I taste it.
You immediately spit it out. The reason you spit it out is because this blood is more congealed and rotten than anything. You do recognize this as the ichor that flows through the others. This
yeah,
creature
as soon as I
has-
spit it out.
This creature has obviously stumbled upon one, and dealt with it.
Yeah. As I immediately go.
Well, we're going in the right direction at least.
And the figure shakily tries to pull itself to its feet and falls. The armor just collapsing completely.
Yeah. Is there any movement after that?
No, it seems to be still.
Oliver and Marv can definitely roll nature checks.
I'm gonna walk over and use a level 1 cure wounds.
Sure.
I'll roll a nature. Sure. Oliver, do you want to help or do you want to roll too?
I'll just help you.
All right. Help the smart boy. 21.
Oliver, as you cast your spell, there's no wounds to heal. It seems that this creature, if it in fact is a creature, seems to be hungry. And
Cast
starving.
mending on it.
The other thing is that, Marv, you realize that a lot of the vines are creeper vines or kudzu vines, various different types of vines and vining plants.
Mostly carnivorous plants.
However, the thing that's very interesting is that the flowers are a combination of lily and orchid. Specifically, they are blood lilies and blood orchids, which actually grow better when given blood.
I'm gonna hand it my mango that I picked. Here, eat this.
Some kind of substance.
It'll help you.
The skeletons just go. They see Oliver do this. Dump the fruits that have been collecting on top of it.
Sure. So the fluids you said?
Like the fruit and the life that they have been gathering and picking.
Well, tell me, DM, how much blood is in this?
Blood is a strong word. However, it is enough to keep you animate. Not enough to gain any benefits, because it's not blood is the sense that you and I understand it. But it is enough to animate you and keep you going.
So you see this figure stand slightly. It's around the armor, bits of vines and stuff have crept around this and has consumed it slightly. And you see a coughing from somewhere inside the armor as bits of blackened corruption flee this creature. As it consumes whatever's inside of this and discards the cruel and evil parts of it. And she stands ruined, very clearly ruined. I am sorry. Communion. Need communion. Is all you hear the creature say as it shakily reaches for a watering can.
I'll hand it my flask or my water skin.
No. Need destruction. Need ruination. Only way to purification. And you see a little prayer sign from the creature as it again reaches for its watering can, but too weak it falls, slicing itself upon its own blade.
Marv, fascinated by this creature, just goes, easy now. And picks up the watering can. Is it red inside?
Oh, yeah. It is.
Yep.
Red.
Yep.
But there's something...
There's another smell out of it.
Unique about this blood. It has been purified, cleansed, almost blessed. As if some holy power says that this blood is better than all others.
And as Marv takes up the watering can, easy now. And starts watering it, quote unquote.
This creature perks up. You see joy as this chant rings out. A very peaceful, calming chant. I would like to use one of my abilities if I may.
Sure.
No, you're not me.
Shut the fuck up.
On your character, you no longer have the frightened condition or charmed condition. I don't think you were either, but it's a fun way to roleplay this.
You remove the fascinated condition. If this was Pathfinder, it would work.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, not frightened.
But yeah, just as a way to roleplay this,
Yes.
as a little mist of sweet scent, almost as if a combination of cinnamon and spice fills your lungs. You feel alive again, young. You feel youthful energy for a second before this figure.
Nice.
It must be nice for the 70-year-old fucker. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quite calming. There's no need to consume or take over. There's only bliss for a second before it fades away as this figure stands tall again. Thank you. Its shaky, armored hand reaches forward for the chalice for communion, please.
I hand it back. And as I do, what are you? You fascinating creature.
I am godless, alone. No choir, a procession of one. And it reaches for it, but now there is a prophet. Looks over to Oliver, of all people. You were kind enough to give me life, but only my future lies in the druid.
This is very fascinating.
How did you
Isn't
know I
it,
was
Prophet?
a druid?
I sense it. I wanted nothing more than you. I am
That's
at your
that-
command, as all plants are. I sensed your power. And you know that the spell plant growth has somehow affected this creature, perhaps waking it up from a long dead slumber.
AKA, this thing has mommy issues, and you are the mommy now.
Oliver, when people say to make friends, they don't mean to actually make friends.
I
You
literally
shouldn't tell a
deadpan
necromancer to
stare at
raise
you.
a family.
I literally deadpan stare at you.
I didn't think I had enough power to do anything like this.
This
Perhaps
is like a
not.
magical anomaly. How fun.
Why question the fate of consumption? There is a kind God out beyond our folds. Out behind our petals, watching over us, no? Who cares what circumstances led to it? I feel life and you all have given it to me. Help me find the God's blood. Please. I miss my friends.
Well,
I don't know what you mean by helping you find the god's blood. I hope it doesn't mean killing a god, but
I do
You're-
not require its death, only its blood.
you're
as I was
welcome
gonna
to
say,
stay
you
with
don't
us.
need to kill someone to bleed them.
I don't wish to command anyone, but you're welcome to stay with us. You're free
The
to do as you
prophet
will.
has spoken. I am a procession of many now, instead of a procession of one. Salvation
have
is
a
upon me.
Green one, do you have a name?
There's just a head tilt. I am a procession of one with long gone from family. You may call me that. Sad, miss friends, miss salvation, miss revelation. I miss miracles and blessings.
I'm
I
gonna call
miss-
you Revy.
How about Priscilla?
Sarah? If that's what the prophet deems, that is my name.
Well, I think you should choose it, but
Own up to it now, Oliver. Own up to it. You have a child now.
oh god. The responsibility is daunting to Oliver.
Welcome to motherhood.
Welcome to
The
Father
name has been
Motherhood.
changed. The name has been changed appropriately.
Well, at least we know we're going in the right direction. They were flush with the others' corruption.
Corruption. Oh, must purge. Bleed vines of bad blood. And that rusty ruined blade is dragging across the ruined blade. DM, I would like to make a weapon attack against myself.
Okay.
Only damage.
I said was! Past tense!
That is 7 damage.
Alright, you are 7 points damaged.
As this figure drags their blade across the vines, ruining themselves more. Bits of blood from various creatures splurting out.
Does that hurt you?
Is all you hear as it begins casting a spell. I would like to cast the ritual spell, Purify Food and Drink.
Alrighty.
You're purifying the blood.
Yep. I mean, technically most plants are edible too, so.
Are we going to start having a philosophical debate on the edibleness of our new party member?
Yes. I've already stated that I'm
Nobody's
curious.
eating Godzilla!
I've already stated that I'm curious how the Nothic's eyeball would taste.
The thing is, are we philosophically debating it? It already begun, motherfucker. You cannot stop it.
Fair enough.
But anyway.
Remember, you chose this group.
I have a question. With this revelation and intrigue that this creature has sparked in me, would you say that I have a thought for food?
I'm sorry, what?
No, it's literally an ability I have. If I learn something new, I don't need as much food.
Oh,
Yes.
that's hilarious. Okay.
Yes, this creature is definitely new to you. The fact that it's an animate creature is new to you. The fact that it's an amalgamation of plants that seem to be able to, make armor move is new to you. Like,
that is the ability, David.
That's awesome, dude. That is really cool.
Yep, you have a...
I have a thought for food. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Thoughts for food would be...
I literally have to be like, do I know this? Oh, that shit's intriguing. I guess I don't need to eat anymore.
And the advantage on Constitution saving throws. That's
which
sick.
helps me keep the undead in check.
That's really
helps
cool.
keep the undead in check.
That is very cool. Wow.
Oh, we lost a Yuki. Her internet's been
What's
shit
happening?
lately.
Yeah, I could kind of hear it a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad though.
No, it wasn't too bad today. This creature, whatever it is apparently, driven by a need to feed.
It's almost vampiric in nature. I love it.
It is
very
100%
cool.
vampiric in nature. Not almost.
I
Nothing.
love it. AKA, it's a vegan undead.
It's Audrey too, just without the big, obnoxious mouth and the deep, sensuous voice.
Again, if it's requiring blood, all we have to do is get a shit ton of coconuts.
Put the lime in the coconut, drink
So,
a bowl up.
It has been found that you can use coconut water and the plasma that we have in our blood have a very similar makeup. You could actually
literally
get a blood infusion using coconut water.
Yeah, literally coconuts. The soft parts is literally flesh. It's called flesh. And coconut water is considered the blood now.
So, if you really think about it, if you ever see someone that is just exclusively drinking coconut water, you found a vegan vampire.
A veekpire.
No.
I'm so glad that stupid joke got left.
But, as
this thing purifies itself, let us drag it along, shall we?
Indeed. This thing has an SOS function. Sorry, I'm playing around with my, my battery
So do
pack
I,
during
it's called
flashlight.
Fireball.
But, as you all continue on and make your way further towards Rhino's home. Yeah, Callie just called me. Give me one sextant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have that particular tool on me.
I was turning on the AC, sorry.
You should be sorry. I was so worried. You just walked away.
I stayed in camera, David.
I was so worried.
It's okay. I'm used to being abandoned.
No. No.
Well, you just need to call me daddy now. That'll be it.
Wow, this conversation
are you gonna
is
go get the
going
milk
all
then?
sorts of directions. Goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. I cast Fireball. Party.
Oh goodness.
Wait a minute. Is Callie's... She's made of plans. Is she vulnerable to fire?
Oh gosh, yeah, probably.
What are you asking about, Callie?
Oh, just
Is she vulnerable to fire? That's what we're wondering now.
well,
Oh.
we can't. No, can we?
I mean, I don't know.
Illegal.
Can you know? Do you have a way to know? Are you
I
lighting
said that
Callie's
we're not-
characters on fire? Is that what you're doing?
No.
No.
Are you sure? Because it's kind
Fireball.
of what I'm hearing. Is
No,
we want to
Somebody's
light.
hand.
It's like we
We're
want to light
wondering.
Callie on fire.
We're wondering.
Oh.
Wondering, not doing anything.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yet.
Says looking at the wizard that has a fireball ready.
Listen, if we're going to conduct an experiment, we at least have to make sure the subject is okay with the experiment first. You
But
can't
that's-
conduct proper science without consent.
We're not lighting people
Right.
on fire.
Are you sure? Just a little.
But now we have to ask the question, what does constitute people?
I wonder if a cave bear biting your neck would hurt.
It does.
Oh, but I think we should test it.
I
Okay.
for a fact know that it fucking hurts.
If you want to test it, Oliver, I will gladly have you sit down while I go and anger a cave bear.
Oh, we don't need to find one.
She can be one.
But as you guys are continuing on,
Fucking idiots. Is what we are.
Oh yes, propose experiments to the mad wizard necromancer. Sure, see how that gets.
Oliver didn't propose shit.
I
mean,
didn't talk
I don't
to
know
you.
why Oliver would propose. I don't think they're in a romantic relationship with
Oh
anyone here.
my gosh.
oh god. But
Such a challenge.
And also, I do know a cave bear hurts. My family had to fight one to get our library.
where's that? So as you guys continue onward towards the cave, it does not take you long before you reach the outskirts of it. And the reason the reason you know that is because
You start seeing others.
no, Marv, you can sense them. Because at one point in time, all the others were your minions.
They were my buddies. Yes.
But the thing you actually see in front of the mouth of this cavern is actually a trio of ash wolves who are patrolling.
Didn't you terminate the Phoenix and her spawn?
The Phoenix is right here. But everything around her dissipated when we struck her down.
Worrisome.
Well, you do know that ash wolves, while not the most pleasant of things, are native creatures to the Wildlands. They show up wherever a lot of devastation and burning and decay has happened.
Oh. Okay.
It's just that the Phoenix was causing them to swell in numbers dramatically.
Alright. And do I know if the Earthen Rhino has any spawn?
It hasn't been corrupted enough like the Ash Phoenix. The Ash Phoenix was kind of easier because it's really easy to corrupt something that basically borders on, life and death already. The Earthen Rhino, what you do know about it is that it used to travel with elementals, usually mud or stone elementals, and a lot of like mud and sand methods.
So they might be in the cave protecting it.
If they aren't protecting it, it's because they can't enter the cave. Because you were told to
ward them off.
Yeah.
So the others can stand guard instead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when we get in there, how do we undo what's been done to the Rhino? Do we have to kill it?
You leave it up to me. I'll break its bindings.
Okay.
It is a bit of a process. It might take an hour or two.
So not something we can fight while you're doing.
Unless you want me out of the fight.
So
which I would not recommend.
We'll need to clear everything around it then.
Kill all the others. And then we can work.
Okay.
One thing that you kind of note, and one thing that you kind of remember, Marv, is that the Ash Phoenix served its very specific function to create the Ash Wolves.
The Ash Phoenix was the army spawner, basically.
The Earthen Rhino is used because its connection to the Pride Lands. It's part of the reason why the soil won't hold nutrients and why it's so broken and cracked.
Okay, so it's keeping the desolation.
Correct.
In its...
The caging of the Earthen Rhino has caused the desolation to stay. The Earthen Rhino's job, as you understood it in the Pride Lands, according to the Usurper, was that it traveled the land, tilling and restoring Earth after things happened.
Okay.
That was its function. The River Dweller was something that your companion dealt with, but you know that it was the one who brought water and life to the Pride Lands.
Yeah.
And the last of which was known as the Seed Spreader. The Seed Spreader literally planted. It's a giant baboon-looking creature that walks around with pretty much, and it walks around carrying this staff of seeds, and everywhere it goes, new seeds and new life sprouts. All four of these creatures have been sealed away. The two closest to the Plains Hunters would be the ones you're dealing with. The Ash Phoenix for the Bone Laughers, the Earthen Rhino for the Plains Hunters.
All right. So, shall we have a look inside first?
Not it.
I wasn't asking you. And the owl that was on top of Theodore.
So as you send the owl,
and then the thing is, Oliver, you find it a bit creepy because immediately as the owl flies off, you feel like of my hand on your arm, and you see my eye, its entirety has been glazed over white.
Looks like he has a big old fucking cataract.
Yeah.
But as you see through the eyes of your owl friend, you can very clearly tell that the ash wolves are not paying any interest or any mind at all at the moment. Inside the cave, you can see that there are others just kind of waiting. You can also see one of the usurper's undead hyena creatures lurking around in the cave as well. Again, not unusual.
What's the fucking name?
Emperor's
a
hyena.
hyena? A hyena? Just
Yeah.
a full-on hyena, not a no. Okay.
No, these are called Emperor's hyena. They are
Okay.
undead hyenas, and they do breathe a black breath that basically, if you're not an undead or a construct, you will take damage.
So they'd pretty much be immune to that same energy. Okay.
They are immune to necrotic damage. They also are immune to
Poison and poisoned.
They are resistant to necrotic. They're not immune to it outright.
And probably immunity to poison because
Correct.
undead. Yeah.
They also have a kind of miasma around them, but this is just a stench.
The same. Oh, just they smell bad. Got it.
Yeah, and it can poison you. Like the breathing in of this, stench cloud around them can poison people.
Okay.
These were another creature that you worked on.
Yeah, you start hearing me ramble about what I see, and share the information with all of you.
The important piece.
How many others, by the way? Because that's also a bit important.
Let me see. In the mouth of the cave entrance, there are six others and the one Emperor's hyena. There are also the 3 ash wolves outside.
Okay. This information is important for fireball logistics.
The other piece of important information you are able to pass on is that if you are breathed on by one of the Emperor's hyenas, if you are particularly vulnerable to it, it can start to drain you of vitality, which means you will pick up exhaustion.
Oh, okay. All right, so
mechanically speaking,
if you fail by more than 5, you take a point.
Yeah, you fail by more than 5, you take a point of exhaustion. That doesn't go away until you finish a short or long rest.
Okay.
And this is part of a breath attack that it has.
Okay.
And
The recharge
there's
is
just one of
5 and
those
6.
in the mouth of the cave.
Yeah, when you when the DM goes, if you're especially vulnerable, it's like, okay, if you fail by more than something, you're fucked.
Indeed. But as your owl, there is a there is a tunnel that is dug into the back of the cave, and it just continues to go downward. And as it goes down, and then eventually it comes back up to a series of actually fabricated stairs. And these are a new addition that you and the others dug out for this operation to work.
Do we know what was it going to be used for?
You used it to imprison the Rhino. You also used this as a warren for some of the others. Because the plan is that between the others and the Ash Wolves, no living thing would get in or out of the Pride Lands.
Okay.
The usurper, until he amassed his army, his plan was to fortify the Pride Lands against any incursion, and then just kind of sit and wait and build up his forces. The biggest problem that you and your partner kept running into, though, is that something in the Wildlands pulls undead creatures towards it. You kept losing creatures to this entity, voice, song, you're not sure. It was just this thing that kept calling the undead to the west. somewhere.
Fucking that fuck. You just hear me murmur. Fucking city.
And so you had to build these warrens. The plan was you fill them full to bursting, and then once all of them are full, you would unleash them, and the Wildlands is fucked.
Right.
It just takes a lot of time.
All right. Well, so is that all?
As your owl goes down into this cave and up into this tunnel system, you watch as it sees it goes in further. It sees a couple of others, mostly a group of 2 and then a group of 4, just kind of loafing around. And these used to be members of the Vicious Claws, who were then given to you as test subjects. They fell out of favor for whatever reason.
Yeah.
However, that's
well,
not...
I keep that part up.
That's not what interests you. What interests you is the blood that is covering the floor right now and leading to a set of double doors. This set of double doors is new. It was not here when you were last here. And as your owl sees these double doors, it cannot go any further. And it seems to recognize this fact.
All right. I just snap and the owl out of existence. And I come back. That is worrisome. There's a new addition to the burrow.
Is there a reason you're grabbing me?
I go completely deaf and blind when I do that. Apologies. And I let go of you.
It's okay.
I
My
thought it was
count's
just because you
16.
fancied Oliver.
If I were younger and smaller.
In
You
what
still
way?
wouldn't have a chance.
Fucking roasted.
I think you may have forgotten that I hate you.
Also, you feel you hear the sarcasm in that statement. Well,
Yeah.
You've forgotten that I hate you.
No.
Oh, that sounds
That
like my
fact
ex.
is-
anyway,
New addition to the burrow. New doors. Floor slaked with blood. It worries me.
You could be doing something with the Rhino.
They could.
did I see the rhino? I didn't.
You didn't, but you followed the trail that you took the Rhino down when you brought it in here, and the doors are now blocking your way. So you're sure that the
Rhino-
Rhino is behind the doors, if it's
Rhino
still
is
alive.
behind the doors. Worrisome. I count 16 inside. 12 others. 3 ashwolves. And a hyena.
Well,
Manageable numbers. If we don't get swarmed.
quick aside, is Callie okay?
Yeah, her internet just went out.
Okay.
Unfortunately, she's been fighting with her internet for the last several months, trying to
Okay.
get it fixed, and today it just decided it was not going to work. She will be back as soon as she can.
Yeah.
How
Well,
do you all wish to proceed with this attack?
out of character, do we want to start this without a couple of people?
So we, and that is a fair point, honestly.
It is already almost 9 as well, so.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I mean,
so
I do, but
I mean, yeah, we want to fuck shit up. What?
yeah.
I do think it wise to at least do this with a party of 4.
Yeah.
So I will.
Hey, I'm sorry. There's 6 of us.
True fact.
But I will say that yeah, we can definitely stop here
we can-
for now.
but we can do the little bit RP of like planning the attack if you want.
Yeah, if you guys would like to, by all means.
prepares murder weapon. Here's the plan. Kill it.
I did learn something recently that could help us out. I probably don't want to use it until we're in a tighter situation, but I can, much like our new friend here, I can bring some beings from the wild to help us in the fight.
I can always summon.
Can you bring back the others that we slay?
If their bodies do not disintegrate, in time, I can raise them to my will. They won't be they former selves. That is long gone.
Does it take you time to do that?
A minute per corpse. Pair.
You wouldn't want to do it in the middle of a fight then.
Exactly. But I can summon a skeletal wizard to our aid.
And there's sections, so we can take breaks once we've cleared certain areas.
If the separated ones don't get drawn in by the sound of battle, they are rather mindless, so any sign of aggression and or battle, they will be drawn to it.
Should we try and draw them out of the cave, or should we fight them in the cave?
If they're attracted to sound, we could always just try to make everything silent. I found that if you make sure that something is silent before you kill it, it screams, can't call its friends.
Is that something any of us can do?
Unfortunately,
I have no idea.
I unfortunately do not have the capabilities to silence an area.
I know I don't.
I can, if you all draw them to the mouth of the cave. How wide is the cave?
It's a 10-foot wide mouth.
If you put them in the mouth of the cave, I can blow them up.
Listen, I didn't ask how big the room is. I said I cast fireball.
I'm pretty resilient when I want to be. I could start the fight out in the front of the cave and try and draw as many to me as I can.
We were discussing cave bears after all.
We will finally see if the cave bear biting someone in the neck will hurt.
I promise you it does.
I know. I show you the bite mark in my neck.
I just love that it's just we all just have immediately agreed we've all been bitten by a cave bear at one point or another. This is just
literally fact. I had to fight for my home with. I had to fight with it from home.
I've never been bitten by one, but I've bitten as one.
I was gonna say Oliver's actually on the reverse of that. It's like I have never been bitten by a cave bear, but I have been a cave bear and I have bitten people.
I have bitten. Yeah.
Now here's the real question. Why the fuck does Altera know what it's like to be bitten by a cave bear?
We don't king shame in this house.
I mean...
It's even worse with the voice. I
mean, this DM definitely does. This DM definitely king shames.
On stream, yes.
Especially on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? This is one of the few areas where he is the streamer. His opinion is the only opinion that matters.
Oh, also the thing is, we are going to attack in-game in the next couple of minutes. Correct?
Yes.
So, I might as well. You see me pull out a gilded orc skull?
Oh.
Skudan. And I create undead. Or summon undead spirit. Sorry.
Nice.
Very cool.
And I create this. And I create the skeletal mage.
That is sick.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Now
so
the real question, though. Does he have a name?
Gul'dan.
course he fucking does. Of course
okay.
it fucking does.
Of course. Yep. Nope. I'm not even surprised. Nope.
I literally said a gilded orc skull.
Yep, I knew.
Saw anything else?
I knew exactly where you were going with it. I was just hoping that I was wrong. Fucking.
Did you want me to say Ner'zhul?
I hate you no matter what you say.
Dragon story.
I hate the little fast.
But anyway,
because it's either that fucker or the Lich King. Tell me.
No, Gul'dan is better. Oh, because technically there's nothing left of Ner'zhul as far as physical body goes.
Yep. So it has an armor class of 14. It has 26 hit points. And it has a ranged spell attack of 150 feet range that deals 2d4 plus 9.
Damn.
I mean, any ghoul named Dan is cool in my book.
Go fuck yourself.
And we also have the skeletons that can shoot bows. So we have a ranged force.
It's okay, Brent. I'll mark it on my character sheet. I lose 10 hit points.
You know what? I need to take damage just for being near that.
You take 10 psychic damage.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Wait, hold on. Auria, shut the hell up. You said a far worse than those puns. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, your point.
You take 15.
You're goddamn. Shut up. Anyway, so with that, let's go ahead and wrap this up because y'all giving me fucking agita. Anyway, I would like to thank you, my patients, my amazing people, for watching today. Thank you so much for loaning me your eyeballs, for the use of, horrific prizes and games. The horrors.
The horrors.
Yep, the horrors. But anyway.
Fight the power.
Thank you all so very much for watching. Honestly, I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. And of course, I could not do this without my fantastic cast of characters. Unfortunately, Matt and Callie both had reasons to leave. Callie because her internet. Matt has an early morning start tomorrow, so unfortunately he had to dip out early.
How dare he have a job?
Right?
He should know.
How dare he provide for himself?
Exactly.
But Mr. Eric couldn't be here because he is helping his family, and Mr. Exile is currently entertaining some dear friends who traveled a very long way, all the way from Denmark? Yeah, I think it's Denmark. To visit.
Hell of a trip. Damn.
Yeah, because Exile's here in the States, so I think he's in Michigan. So
any ghoul that is named Dan that is also from
anyway, but of course that leaves me with my three brothers here. We have Mr. Crowlot right above me playing Auria.
I'm a menace
to society.
We have the killer gnome, also known as David, playing our druid Oliver.
I now have a plant worshipping me, and Marv still has no chance.
And speaking of which, hey Mason, do the thing.
Julie,
do it.
God fucking damn it! Oh, I have too many now.
I'll fear the ancient necromancer, Marv.
Played by Mr. Whitehill.
Oh, I think one of my favorite things about having that sound effect, everyone that I know that knows him, I have played that entering calls now, and they all immediately think, wait, is he actually in the call?
Right? But anyway, Mr. Whitehill playing our Nothic necromancer, Marv.
It's been a pleasure.
And I, of course, have been your King of the Wilds, your Master of Ceremonies, Dr. JWolfenstein. And it has been my absolute pleasure to run this particular surgery today. Do keep in mind that we will not be meeting next week. So no Seas of Odari, I do apologize, but I will be on vacation. If any of you happen to show up to Anime Bonsai out in Layton, Utah, you will definitely see me. I will also be running a secondhand sale table with the ever lovely Callie Cat at my side. We will be selling a lot of old memorabilia that I have lying around.
Including a lot of cards.
Yep, 4,500 cards. That does not include
What
the
type of cards?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Mostly. And
But there's also
Pokemon cards
Magic
that are
and
over,
Chaotic.
no, my Magic cards were already purchased.
Oh, never mind. Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Because, yeah, it's 4,500, not including the 9,000 that I gave to someone else has already bought. Yeah, I had quite the collection when I left Washington, David.
Yeah, dude, I know.
Keep in mind, me and Dakota split that collection in half.
I mean, that was your guys' like main thing. I did it a little bit, but
Yep.
that was definitely a you guys bonding thing.
Yep.
You know, y'all were into Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know what. The fucking oversized cards.
But with that, I will see all of you fantastic folks next time here in the Wildlands. Until then, stay wild.